Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you are. The new episode kicking in right about now. It's 2021, and in this episode or in this series of episodes, I'm going to be calling it top 10 picks, either per a company or sometimes if there isn't much to say about one company, we'll combine two or three into one episode. But yeah, here we go. So I'm going to be discussing about some of the top 10. Remember, this is not a definite answer. It's just a suggestion, or it's just like my thinking and my study and my optimism for sure on these companies. And the larger part of these companies are first cloud, and secondly, we have a bunch of electric vehicles, and we have others that are we. So my number one pick for the next 3 to 5 years is none other than it's NIO. So a couple of things to know about NIO. It's a Chinese EV company currently, I think, with operations just in China. So why don't we just look at it? So it's a company found in 2014, so just 6 years, just about 6 years. It's a pretty young company compared to Tesla, and it has done phenomenal work. So let's go into the basics why I think it's a good stock for the next 3 to 5 years. First of all, they have been delivering like a good and a huge number of vehicles every month, every quarter, every year. There has been like a huge progress. And to just name a few, in the Q4, that's quarter four of 2020, wrapping up the 2020 year, they delivered over 17,000 vehicles compared with 12,000, over 12,000, well, 12 to 13,000 vehicles in Q3 of 2020. So that's just it's a jump of over 40% quarter over quarter, and year over year it's a 101% increase. So you can see there's a massive good deliveries of vehicles. And when you're dealing with cars, I guess the one thing and the main thing that you look at is the deliveries and how much revenue is coming from those vehicles. And so one cool thing to know is that NIO has a bunch of patents pertain to battery, like over 300 patents. So some of them approved, some of them not yet approved. And number two with batteries is they have this new subscription service. They call it Battery as a Service, which is pretty cool and adventured world where people will get to exchange or to swap batteries at various locations for new ones at a monthly or yearly subscription. They currently have 3 models or 4. Well, let me see. EC6, ES8, and ES6. The current models, and the cars look really cool. Like, I haven't used it. I have seen it on a bunch of videos, but they look really cool. What else? They have a good cash. So Q3 they had about 970 million US dollars. So that's good cash for R&D, for expansion. They also had secured like a 1 billion USD cash deal. So a bunch of cash on their hands. And Q4 revenue is being projected to be at 126% year over year. It's pretty cool. Of course, it's an increase from the previous quarter. And the cool thing is it's not profitable yet. So, but what do you look at? You look at things like, is the company like, is operations getting more efficient? Is revenue increasing that will lead to profitability? How is their how do you call it? Yeah, that thing. But so we had a decreased loss of, I don't own any of this shit. but they had a decrease from loss of operations by 60%, over 60%. So that's pretty cool in Q3, I think Q2 to Q3. Also, they're projected to break even, that is make profit in 2022, 2023. So that's pretty good projections. It's pretty good numbers considering it's just 6 years old company, and I think we can only hope for better things. I think recently they had a NIO day where they talked about most of these things, like the new models of cars. I think SUV coming up, and the battery, and yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's goes to my number one, fortunately or unfortunately, and I think good things are coming. Currently, it stands at a share. It went public in the US market just a year ago, not just a year ago, last year, late last year actually. But it's selling at like I think 4 times the IPO price. So currently at 60, I see it going to 100, over 100 in a span of like a year. So they could, I think you just need to be patient and see it. But I think pretty good numbers, a good peak, especially with EV and energy. So yeah, that is number one.